How high-value men master women's tests. 5 strategic rules for emotional control. Most guys believe that being in charge means yelling louder, acting tougher, or pushing harder. They think women will look up to them if they show off, give a lot, or always try to impress. But that's not right. In the world we live in now, true strength doesn't make noise. It doesn't run after anyone. It doesn't wait for others to say it's okay. The strongest guy isn't the one who bosses people around. He's the one who doesn't have to ask for friendship, okay signs, or affection. He doesn't face quiet punishments or feel bad for no reason. He doesn't break when things get hard or change who he is just to keep a woman around. Because in love and connections, the guy who is weak gets taken advantage of. He gets pulled along, tricked, and then thrown away. Not because women are mean, but because life checks what is weak and sticks with what is strong. So this video isn't about tricking people. It's about turning into a guy who can't be pushed around. If you're sick of giving too much, of being picked and then dropped, of always wondering where you fit in, stick with this video all the way. I'm going to share 5 smart rules from old wisdom for getting control over your feelings and relationships. These work if you're alone, seeing someone, married, or starting over. These make women sense it and guys look up to it. Imagine this. You're in a crowded room and everyone is talking fast, trying to stand out. But you stay quiet, watching everything. Suddenly people turn to you, wondering what you're thinking. That's the pull we're talking about. Or picture a date where she tries to test you with a little game, like not replying right away. Most guys freak out and send message after message. But you smile inside, stay cool, and let her come back to you. That's the edge that keeps her hooked, not just for a night, but for real. These rules aren't just talk, they're tools to flip the script in your favor. By the end, you'll know how to spot her moves before she makes them, how to stay steady when she pulls away, and how to build a quiet power that draws her in without you lifting a finger. Don't skip ahead. Each rule builds on the last, and missing one could mean missing the whole shift. Ready to stop chasing and start leading? Let's dive in. Rule 1. Talk less, observe more. Strength comes to the guy who doesn't jump to react. A lot of guys lose their edge not because they say things, but because they say them too quickly. They defend themselves right away. They explain everything in detail. They answer without pausing to think, and each time they show something risky, that they depend on feelings too much. The old thinker warned us straight up. A leader should learn to stay away from being disliked or looked down on. And nothing makes a guy seem so weak as changing his mind all the time. In simple terms, reacting fast shows you're not strong. The guy who shows he's bothered first is the one who loses the round. Now, let's see how this works in your romantic life. Say a woman stops talking to you after a fight. Most guys get scared. They write long texts, call a few times, say sorry for stuff they didn't even do. They believe they're fixing things. But really, they're giving up their position. She was checking if you have a strong center. You proved you don't. Okay, now think about this outside of dating. You're in a work meeting. Someone interrupts you. You get louder. Try to talk over them. That's the wrong step. The smart way? Let the quiet grow. Make them feel uneasy with how still you are. Then say what you need to, slow and clear, with purpose. Guys with real strength don't fight to be noticed. They pull it in by being different. The wise guy also said, if you base things on what people think, it's like building on sand. If you need how others act to feel okay, especially with women, your base will always fall apart. Here's a simple fix you can try right now. Next time a woman steps back with her feelings, don't rush to fill the gap. Don't go after her vibe. Keep your stance. Just watch. Let her think about what you're up to. Then, and only then, say something short and calm. One line, no begging, no long stories. Because a guy who stays quiet when things are tense turns into the one no one can guess. And a guy who can't be guessed can't be pushed around. Let's expand on this a bit more to make it stick. Think about why silence is so powerful. In nature, the animals that make the most noise are often the ones trying to scare others because they're afraid themselves. But the real predators, they move without a sound, watching every move before they act. It's the same in human connections. When you talk less, you give yourself time to see the full picture. You notice her body language, the little changes in her tone, the way she looks away when she's hiding something. Most guys miss these signs because they're too busy spilling their own thoughts. But you, by holding back, become the observer. You see the game for what it is, and women sense that. They feel drawn to a man who isn't spilling everything out there. It makes them curious. Why isn't he reacting like everyone else? That curiosity pulls them closer without you doing a thing. Now imagine applying this in daily stuff. You're at a party, and someone makes a joke at your expense. The old you might snap back or laugh it off awkwardly. But now, you pause, look them in the eye with a small smile, and say nothing. The room shifts. Suddenly they're the one feeling off balance. That's the switch. Or in a friendship, a buddy cancels plans last minute. Don't blow up or complain. Just say, "No problem," and go do your own thing. Let them wonder if you're upset or not. This isn't about being cold. It's about protecting your energy. You stop wasting it on reactions that don't help. Over time, people start treating you differently. They respect the space you hold. In relationships, this rule is gold. Women often test with silence or small pulls away to see if you'll chase. When you don't, you pass the test. You show you're solid on your own. And that's attractive. It makes her want to come back, to figure you out. So practice this. Next argument or quiet moment, count to 10 in your head. Breathe, watch, then respond minimally. You'll see the difference fast. It builds your inner strength step by step. Rule 2. Hold the frame or get stuck in hers. Folks, especially women, don't go by just the facts. They go by the story they've already made up in their heads. And once that story is locked in, even your best moves get seen wrong. The old teacher said, "People mostly judge by what they see, not by what's real. Everyone has eyes, but not many see deep." He wasn't being negative, he was being real. How things look is what matters, and if you don't shape that look, someone else will, usually against you. Let's put this into love stuff. You keep giving, changing yourself, showing you're good, hoping she sees your value at last. But the issue is, she already thinks you're trying too hard, and once you're seen as desperate, even acting sure of yourself looks like you're making up for something. Even being kind looks like you're hiding guilt. Now turn it around. You say less, act slower. You talk only when it counts and step back when it doesn't. All of a sudden, she starts giving you labels you didn't have to say out loud. Hard to read, steady, worth a lot. Why? Because you set the frame first before trying to change the end result. In regular life, it's the same play. Two guys walk into a place. One is quiet, dressed nice and relaxed. He watches more than he chats. People feel him there. They think he's important. The other guy tries to wow everyone, talks a ton, explains without being asked. Even if he's better at stuff, he comes off as unsure. Same truths, different setup. The wise one would say, everyone sees how you look. Not many know who you are for real. So, it's not about pretending. It's about showing bits on purpose. Here's a clear step to change the frame today. Stop running after praise. Stop pushing to prove things. Instead, show up with a goal. Talk with meaning. Pull back when needed. Let her imagine the rest, not hear all the details, because a guy who doesn't push to be noticed often becomes the one they can't forget. And in a world run by how things seem, that's how you come out on top without making a fuss. To make this deeper, let's think about what a frame really is. It's like the border around a picture. It decides how the whole thing is viewed. In conversations, if she sets the frame as you're the chaser, everything you do fits that. You compliment her? It's seen as needy. You give space? It's seen as weak. But if you hold your frame as, I'm solid no matter what, her view shifts. Your compliment becomes rare and meaningful. Your space becomes mysterious and strong. How do you build this? Start small. In text, don't reply instantly every time. Let some time pass. Not to play games, but to show you have your own life. In person, don't fill every quiet moment with talk. Let pauses happen. Women are wired to fill in blanks with positive stuff if you're steady. If you're always explaining, they fill it with negatives. Think about history. Leaders who won big didn't shout their plans. They let actions and quiet build the story. Same here. At work, don't brag about your wins. Let others notice. In family, don't argue every point. Agree sometimes, then do your thing. This builds respect without force. In dating, it's key. She might frame you as just a nice guy. Break it by saying no sometimes, kindly. I can't make that, but let's try another day. Shows boundaries. She reframes you as selective, high value. Practice. Next interaction, ask yourself, what's the story here? If it's not in your favor, shift with less words, more actions. Withdraw attention if needed. Watch how people adjust. It's subtle, but it works. Over weeks, you'll feel the control. No more getting trapped in others' views. You set the tone, and they follow. Rule 3. Capture her thoughts before you capture her feelings. The pull starts in the brain, and if she doesn't look up to how clear your mind is, she'll never stick with what you put into feelings. Most guys try to win women by giving too much in emotions. They pour out nice words, hugs, long notes, but they miss one big thing. What she believes deep down decides if she's drawn in, not how hard you try. The old strategist wouldn't waste time trying to charm someone who already decided against him. He focused on something bigger. To judge how smart a leader is, look at who he keeps close. In simple words, who you pick to be around shows your smarts, including what ideas you let in. Now let's make it every day. In a relationship, you text her nonstop. You send presents. You work to show you're different from other guys, but you never stop to wonder, what does she really think about men? Does she see them as soft, easy to swap, or risky? Does she want real connection, or just to be noticed? Because if she believes deep down that men always let you down, no text or gift will fix that. She'll like what you do and still walk away. Not from lack of feelings, but from lack of plan. In normal life, say you're at a family meal. You try to get your relative to see your work plan is good, but he already thinks you're not serious. You share numbers, outcomes, ideas. Nothing shifts. Why? People don't change from facts. They change from what they believe. The wise guy knew this. He said, people are so basic and follow what's right in front of them that someone who tricks will always find folks ready to be tricked. But that trick starts in the head. The real play isn't on the outside. It's in how things are seen. Let's dig deeper here because this rule is a game changer. Winning the mind means understanding her worldview first. Women, like everyone, have filters from past experiences. If she's been hurt, she might believe all men cheat or love is temporary. Throwing affection at that won't stick. It'll bounce off. Instead, subtly challenge her beliefs. Ask questions that make her think. What makes a guy worth trusting? Listen. Then show through actions, not words, that you fit the good side. Don't say I'm loyal. Be loyal quietly. Over time, her mind shifts. She sees you as the exception because you didn't force it. You planted seeds. In friendships, same thing. A friend doubts your advice because they believe nothing good comes easy. Don't argue. Share a story where hard work paid off lightly. Let their mind connect the dots. At work, a boss thinks you're not ready for more. Don't list skills. Show one big win without fanfare. Their belief changes from evidence they discover. This is strategic, not sneaky. It respects how humans work. We hold on to beliefs tight. To change them, go indirect. In dating, start early. On first meets, don't dive into deep feelings. Talk ideas, dreams, views on life. See if hers match yours. If not, don't push. Find alignment or move on. Saves time. If they do, build on that. Share thoughts that make her go, never saw it that way. She respects your mind, then opens her heart. Examples, she says men are selfish. Don't defend. Say some are, but real ones give when it counts. Then do it. Her belief softens, or she thinks independence means no help. Show how teamwork strengthens. Mind first, heart follows. Practice. Before big talks, think, what's her belief here? Address that subtly. You'll win more without force. This builds lasting pull, not quick fixes. Rule 4. Look past her front without setting off her defenses. Every woman has a front she shows. Sometimes it's like she's super sure. Other times it's sharp words, acting alone, being distant or in charge. But under that, there's often a want for okay signs, a scare of being turned away, or an old hurt she hides. If you react to the front, you lose. You'll fight her mood instead of getting her fear. You'll protect yourself from her quiet instead of figuring out what she wants. But if you see past it, you don't just take the win now. You get an edge softly, steadily, without a fight. The old thinker saw this in every group, every place of power. He wrote, "It's extra good to outsmart the one trying to outsmart, not to harm, but to learn without showing your cards." Let's break it simple. In a connection, she says, go ahead, do whatever. You do, then she's distant, brushing you off. That's not caring. That's hidden caring. She doesn't want to look like she needs you, but she does feel it. The usual guy gets mad or starts explaining too much. But the smart guy? He doesn't jump. He doesn't push back. He reflects it. He answers with steady understanding, not a clash. He sees how the front falls when the heat drops. In daily stuff, you're in a shop. The worker is short, almost mean. Instead of getting back at them, you grin, take it slow, and say, tough shift? And boom, they ease up. The front cracks because it wasn't about you. Just like a lot of women's moods aren't about you, it's their inside fights. Same at a home meal. A relative picks on your job in front of all. Later, you learn he lost his work but kept quiet. His big talk wasn't real, sure. It was a cover. If you'd hit back with pride, you'd miss the real story. Here's the step that sets apart the followers from the leaders. Don't try to fix or battle the front. Reflect it. Let her feel understood, not shown up. Ask easy, soft questions. Give safe space for feelings without fixing. Then observe. If her front drops and she shows soft side, she's genuine. If it stays on, pull your focus back quietly, fully. Because the guy who can peer through the shield and stay steady becomes pulling. Not just for women, but for any spot he steps in. To expand, why do masks exist? Protection. Life hurts, so people build walls. Women, especially from past bad experiences, might act tough to avoid pain. Reacting harshly reinforces the mask. See, men are threats. But seeing through gently, it disarms. You become safe. How? Listen more. Notice patterns. She snaps when tired. It's fatigue, not hate. Address underlying. You seem off. Want to talk? No judgment. In groups, same. Colleague acts superior. Maybe insecure. Compliment subtly on strength. Watch mask slip. Family argues. Hold grudge. Acknowledge without siding. This insight gives power. You predict, guide without force. In love, it's vital. Her I'm fine mask hides upset. Don't pry hard. Say okay here if needed. Space lets her open. Builds trust. Practice. Next mask spot, pause. Ask, what's really going on? Inside. Respond calm. You'll connect deeper, win quietly. Masks fall for those who don't attack. Rule 5. Turn into the puzzle she can't solve. The second a woman gets you all figured out, she starts handling you. Why? Knowing everything makes her feel secure but not excited. A puzzle makes her feel more. Waiting, wonder, respect. The old guy didn't talk love, but his ideas fit spot on. He warned, people judge more by looks than by touch. Everyone sees the outside. Few touch the inside. In words, show enough for trust, but not enough for control. In a bond, if she always knows your next move, the spark dies. You text first every time. You always share feelings. You give full access to thoughts, reactions, time. At start, she likes it. Then it becomes normal. Then boring, since nothing feels special. But the guy who acts with goal, who holds cards close, keeps her alert in feelings. Not by being mean, not silly tricks, but by staying put together, deep, hard to read, in regular days at a meetup. All share wins, plans, views. You hear more than say. You keep cool. Folks spot you. Not from loud, but your quiet makes them think, what's his deal? That wonder becomes your glow. At job, don't say every step. Don't protect every thought. Let work show. Since no one guesses your move, they value you. Here's the exact change for glow and pull. Stop sharing all. Say less than you know. Show less than you feel. Act less than you can. When a guy gets easy to guess, he gets easy to handle. But when he acts like a puzzle, calm, strong, with plan, he sticks in minds. That's the core of guy strength. Let's go further. Mystery isn't hiding. It's depth. People love puzzles. Think movies, books. Unpredictable heroes draw us. Same in life. Predictable, comfortable but dull. Mysterious, thrilling. How? Vary routines. Sometimes reply quick, sometimes wait. Share a deep thought rarely. Make it count. Have hobbies she doesn't know fully. Not games, authenticity with layers. In social, don't overshare. Let questions come. Answer partial. Builds intrigue. Work. Surprise with skills quietly. Respect grows. Dating. Don't plan every date same. Mix. Keep some thoughts private. She wonders, invests more. Practice. Hold one thing back daily. See reactions. Pull strengthens. Mystery keeps bonds alive. If you've stuck to the end, you've done what most guys skip. You've looked at yourself hard. You've left easy ways and grabbed real stuff. In a place that tells guys to get love by getting small, saying sorry, and showing off, you've picked rare. Respect for self, no strings. Most guys run on auto with feelings. They hunt for yeses, then blame women who lead them. They mix strong feelings for close bonds, mess for links, and following for care. But you're making different. Not fuss, not want, but being there. Deep, firm, clear. These smart rules aren't to cool you off. They're to sharpen you, to spot fake smiles that pull strings, to guard your core from others' dreams. Truth is, most heart pain isn't from no. It's from yes to a fake you. But living with plan, not knee-jerk, your quiet turns tool. Your lines turn solid. Your care turns pick, not chain. Now on, no need to explain you. Improve you. Don't battle for value. Be a guy whose value shows itself. Lead talks without bossing. Spark pull without show. Show strong not by yell, but by what you won't take. This is king making. Not in big places, but quiet self wins. Keep making. Pick straight over likes. Guard calm like a land. Since the guy clear doesn't hunt, he pulls. And what pulls values him. Stay steady. Stay smart. Stay in charge. And no, you're not for mask love. You're for truth respect. Last word for those set to flip life. For ready to leave most and play new. What I build will shift how women view you and you view you. Soon watch. If this hit, don't hold in. Comment short, okay. Helps you keep, helps others. Like if good, share with who needs. Follow gut. We all aim clearer, stronger in. Build selves that hold.